Hi guys, it's your yellow bird here, and it's been about 30 weeks now since we went to the Bright Eyes concert. And ever since I saw the concert, there was this moment in the show where it was actually the very end of the first set, and Bright Eyes finishes Road to Joy. You know, all the kids are out there and they're destroying the instruments, and then Connor just goes and he takes off his guitar, and then suddenly the backdrop, it falls. And in that moment when I'm wide awake, it's morning, transitions to the digital ash, I just saw it become, nighttime. It was just this moment of excitement, like elation, and just awe. Like, that's the only thing that I can say about it. And I've had this vision of the album cover just being this night scene. This was my very first vinyl record that I ever purchased, and it's what made me want to start getting into records, actually. So I decided that I want to try to redesign this album cover to be like the night sky or the night scene that I saw in my mind when the backdrop fell. So I'm going to attempt drawing that now. Well, I'm going to attempt not just drawing it, but I'm going to attempt recording it. And I've never recorded any of my art before, so I'm not really sure how this is going to turn out. But if you want to see this attempt, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's get started. So yeah, building outline, tree, that, yeah, feel like so far not so bad. Actually, this is pretty chill. This is pretty relaxing. Okay. Alright, I got it. I got this. Alright. It did cross my mind as to whether I should use a ruler, but actually I never draw buildings, so I don't even know if I own a ruler. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so I didn't keep recording myself while I was filming this because I actually don't have the proper filming setup to do that. So I'm watching this back right now and I'm just reacting to my experience. So I hope that's okay. It was at this moment that I was wondering whether this was a dire mistake, but I was too far gone. We've got half the building. I just gotta keep going. Okay, let me tell you this. At this point, when I had the building completely drawn and I was just filling in the black, it was a huge relief, actually. I wasn't sure if we would ever get to this point. If you're still watching at this point, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure it took me about 5 hours to completely draw the building, do the lines. Haven't done a ton of art, so a lot of this took longer than it might have if I understood color theory more, but that's all right. The thing that's great about art, and especially with this piece, is I feel like it didn't have to be perfect, you know? Like, this is the kind of piece where it's not an actual like picture of a building. It has a lot of movement. It has a lot of imperfection and just kind of comfortability sitting in itself. So I wasn't too worried if the lines that I drew didn't match the original art too much. And I felt the same way about coloring it in. Like, I knew it was gonna be messy. I knew that the main thing for me was completing it. After I started, I just had this determination to complete it. Even though I had no idea how it was going to look. I wasn't sure if I was gonna love it when I finished it, or even what color it was gonna be. And if you also are an artist of any kind, can you tell me if you typically know what your art is gonna look like when you start? Because I'm a really new artist. It was also really fun playing around with the purple and blue. I really like both of those colors a lot, and the pink. I wanted this to be a night scene, but I didn't just want it to look like a dark building in the night. I wanted the whole scene to look like it was the night sky. That was a big inspiration for me. Like when Bright Eyes dropped the banner and it was just dark behind the set, it just gave me this thought of like everything being the night. So that's what I wanted to do. Which in hindsight might have been a little bit ambitious for my current art skill level. Oh, and when I got to this point where the whole building was colored in, I was so happy. Yeah, that definitely took the most time and took half of the time to do the whole piece was just the building. So you can see that moving on to the ground and the tree is gonna go a lot faster now. Oh, I just love this blue. Really curious about how many people have redone the Bright Eyes art. I tried looking up online Bright Eyes fan art on Google, and I didn't really see anything, at least on Google. So I don't know if there's art, you know, on Reddit or some other art websites. I'm not really familiar with any art websites either, but I was just curious if someone had already done something like this before. So if you've seen something or you know someone that has done something like this, I would also really love to see what they've done. Oh no, my pencil gave up. Oh, maybe this was a sign that I should call it a night. Oh, poor little guy. Anyway. And now for the final part, the sky. And the sky was the second hardest part. After the building, I sort of had an idea of how I wanted the sky to be, but I wasn't exactly sure how to do the moon. So that took a little bit of playing around with, but I finally figured it out and I was happy with the result. I sort of realized after the fact that I could have looked at a picture of a moon to help me learn what shape is actually on the front of the moon. So we have a floating asteroid out above the city. Yeah, but I really like the colors and the swirls around the moon. It took forever to blend in all the color on top. But yeah, I just like this like celestial kind of swirly color streaks. Whatever the scientific word would be for the colors in the sky. But yeah, I just wanted the whole thing to kind of look like a starry night. All right, so ta-da! Here it is. Here is the final product, and I'm really happy with it. You know, I think that's really hard for artists to say. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing this. Yes, so here is the original. And here is the current, my current take on it. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Bright Eyes, for putting on such an incredible performance and inspiring people and weirdos like myself to become more artistic. So I'm not sure if it's appropriate for me to give this a title since it's already someone else's work for an album. But if I had to choose something, I would choose a moment between morning and ash, since this is what came to my mind and my heart at the very end of I'm wide awake. It's morning before the digital ash set. So I hope it's okay that I title it that. Thanks guys. Love you so much.